How's it going, everyone? Outside of the PlayStation Store's gargantuan May sale that is running right now, they're also running another great sale in the Golden Week sale. If you're remotely into Japanese titles, definitely a sale you want to take advantage of, as there's some great stuff being discounted. So let's go over everything. Got it pulled up here. While the May saving sale has north of like 2,000 items on sale, Golden Week sale only 400 items, but everything I'm seeing off the first page is very, very good. And, you know, the May saving sale has like a lot of DLC and superfluous stuff like that. So let's get right into it. Right off the top, Resident Evil Village is at $19.99. Kind of weird how Village is a part of the Golden Week sale for $19.99, and then it's also a part of the May saving sale with the Gold Edition. Nevertheless, you have the base game for 20 bucks. That's a great deal. Resident Evil 2, on the other hand, is $9.99. Excellent deal there. Before the Resident Evil 4 remake, Resident Evil 2 was really a standard bearer on how remakes should be done, and you could still look at it that way. It's still a great game. But yeah, a lot of the people that worked on the RE2 remake actually worked on the RE4 remake as well, so you can see where the quality comes from. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, 75% off for $14.99. Great deal on this. Remember, this is available on PlayStation Plus Extra. However, it's just the PlayStation 4 version of the game. It's not the PlayStation 5 version of the game, which is just absolutely whack. But, yeah, I really enjoyed Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Is it the best retelling of the Dragon Ball Z story? I mean, probably not, but it's a pretty darn good one. There are some omissions that are just absolutely head-scratching, but, for the most part, again, I really enjoyed it. Gameplay's good, and if you're a Dragon Ball fan, you'll still end up enjoying it. Monster Hunter Rise for $19.99. Great deal on that, given that just came out on PlayStation back at the end of January, so really solid pickup there. Raccoon City Edition, which is RE2 and 3, is $14.99. Obviously, very good pickup there as well. Tetris Effect Connected is $19.99 on PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 5 version is a whopping $29.99, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but still a great deal on a great game. Resident Evil 5 is $7.99. Do keep in mind that game is probably next up in line for the remake treatment, so I don't know if you want to go back and play it. I actually kind of wish that right before the RE4 remake came out, I played through Resident Evil 4 again just one more time, but I ultimately didn't. Like, right before the game came out, I did play it a while ago, but yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer for me, but nonetheless, RE5, $7.99. If you do have a friend to play with, that's a great game. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, $29.99 on that. Still super, super pricey. I guess they can see it, you know, being held up at that price, especially with the new season starting. You know, people might have interest in it. Nevertheless, 30 bucks on that. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, $7.99 on that is really good. Definitely a worthwhile pickup for a great Resident Evil game. Nier Automata, $19.99, obviously no-brainer. That game just hit a major sales milestone, cracking 7.5 million copies, so good on them. Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden, both 25% off a pop for $14.99. Look, if you have to pick one to pick up, Persona 4 Golden all day long. Persona 3, unfortunately, is the portable version, which some people like. I get it. You got the female main character and all that stuff, but Persona 4 Golden is where it's at. That is a true upgraded PS2 release that was put on the PlayStation Vita. Looks fantastic. Narrative is incredibly compelling, still has a sizable amount of content, and you don't have anything that's been stripped away just to fit a portable form factor. You're not playing on a portable device, so Persona 4 Golden all day long, man. That's just a tremendous, tremendous game, and still, a lot of people consider Persona 4 even better than Persona 5. I don't know if I would go that far, but Persona 4 is absolutely fantastic, and I'd give it a strong recommendation. Next up, we have Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater, 25% off for $29.99. Devil May Cry 5 and Virgil, 67% off for $9.89. Definitely a good deal there, although I would recommend the DMC5 Special Edition. You do have a bunch of Demon Slayer and Dragon Ball FighterZ DLC. Dragon Ball FighterZ, speaking of which, they do have the Fighters Edition for $14.24. Persona 5 Royal, 35% off for $39. Not as steep of a discount as I would like to see, but hey, at least we're making some progress on getting that a little bit cheaper. The PS4 version, same price at that, $39 as well. Man, like, it sucks that the PS5 version came out and that, like, jacked up the prices of the other versions. It kind of had the Kingdom Hearts treatment, which we'll get to in a second, where, like, the other versions come out, and then ultimately the existing price point goes up as well. But Persona 5 Royal is a tremendous game that, like, yo, $39 is probably worth it for that game. Resident Evil 4 Classic, if you're looking to play the 2005 release, $7.99 on that. It's still, like, a solid playthrough, but, yeah, the remake is obviously where it's at. Bloodborne Complete Edition, 50% off for $17.49. Will we ever get a remake or a remaster? I don't know. Probably not at this point, but hopefully we do at some point. But $17.49 on that. That game, unfortunately, has some, like, performance shortcomings. That's why an upgraded release would be so great. But nevertheless, it's still a tremendous game, and it is my favorite of the Souls franchise. I do, appreciate Elden Ring, and I can see why people like it the best, but Bloodborne for me had it all. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, 50% off for $24.99, is available on Plus Extra. Sucks that, this had the same thing that happened to it that Persona 5 did. When Kingdom Hearts dropped on Xbox, it got its PlayStation price increased as well, so that was a bit of a bummer. I believe they have the other Kingdom Hearts collections on sale, like Remind is $14.99. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, $7.49. Actually a fighting game that I enjoyed. It just has a lot of the characters that I dig, so yeah, $7.49 for that isn't bad. Nier Replicant, $24 on that is definitely a good pickup. Loved Nier Replicant. Not as much as Automata, but still pretty darn good. You got Resident Evil Revelations, 65% off at $6.99. That's a great price for a game that's a little bit underrated. I know it was a 3DS game initially, so technically speaking, it's not blow away by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still a fairly solid game that I would say is a worthwhile playthrough. You have Res Infinite at $12 for the PS4 version. The PS5 version is $22.49, which is a bit of a bummer, but nevertheless, there you go with that. Dynasty Warriors 9 is $14. You can check that out. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for $4.79. Awesome deal. That's obviously a no-brainer. Great deal for a great challenging action RPG. A lot of content there, a lot of replayability as well. Lost Judgment, $21 on that is actually really good. The Ultimate Edition is $27, which isn't a bad deal either, so definitely a solid pickup there. The Ultimate Edition does include the Kaito Files story expansion, which released at $29.99, so that's quite good. On top of that, it has the School Stories expansion and the Detective Essentials pack, so a sizable amount of content with the Ultimate Edition of that. Digimon Survive, 30% off for $42, still a hefty price point, but what can you do? Mega Man X Legacy Collection, 1 and 2 is $16, not a bad deal there. Tales of Arise Ultimate Edition, $38.49. I mean, the Ultimate Edition of that game doesn't add anything that is very meaningful, so I would just look for the base game to go on sale, which, is it on sale right now? I don't believe it is. It is not, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a bummer. Star Ocean: The Divine Force Digital Deluxe, $44.99. Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero is $32. I can go on my Legend of Heroes diatribe. Obviously, you want to play through the games. Well, a lot of people recommend you to play through the games sequentially. I've been of the mindset, play Cold Steel first just because graphically it's a bit more, up to date. Even then, the games don't look amazing, but Zero and the Sky trilogy really do show their age, the Crossbow arc in general, but still, it's tremendous. Narratively, these games are at the highest level, and as far as JRPGs go, there are very few games that can match the world building that Legend of Heroes has. But you're also talking about how many games do we have at this point, like 10, 11 games? There's a lot of titles to encompass the entire story. FF12, The Zodiac Age, $25 on that, is available on Plus Extra. DMC4 Special Edition at $7.49. Ys 8 is 40% off for the PS5 version, that's $24. Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload, $16 on that. We've seen that cheaper, that's been as low as $7.99, so that's a bit of a bummer to see it that highly priced. You've got Naruto Storm 3 at $4.99, Danganronpa V3 at $16, Dark Cloud 1 at $7.49, definitely a pretty decent buy there. Last Guardian, $9.99. Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection at $14.99. AI The Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative at $29.99. Obviously, you want to play the first game, AI The Somnium Files first, but then you can check out Nirvana Initiative as well. Great narrative-driven adventures. Most people like the first game better. But the second game is quite good as well. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, $14.99 on that. Great visual novels there as well. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, 65% off for $21. A game that I constantly go to bat for. A tremendous narrative-driven game by Vanillaware. The gameplay isn't blow away in my opinion. It's fine as a tactics-based title, but narratively, soundtrack-wise, and visually, a 10 out of 10 as far as that's concerned. Gravity Rush Remastered at $14.99. More Kingdom Hearts, yeah, the HD 2.8 Final Chapter, $29.99 on that, my goodness, is available on Plus Extra, so that's how I would recommend you to play it. Star Ocean Till the End of Time at $8.39 is quite good. Ni no Kuni 2 at $9.59 is very good as well. So obviously a lot of the deals, you know, are quite good. If you're into Japanese titles, definitely worthwhile to check out. Seeing Star Ocean The Last Hope 4K and Full HD, $8.39 on that is actually really good. So a lot of good deals. Sakura Wars at $14.99, pretty decent as well. If you're into Japanese games, definitely a sale you want to take advantage of. And even outside of that, like Devil May Cry, Resident Evil titles, those are games anybody can really get into. Dynasty Warriors games anybody can really get into. But that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.